about 25 seconds or less, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get this party started. Waiting on my tablet. Tuesday, it is 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And my glasses are over there. Okay. Go back some. There we go. And just act like you see 10 on my shirt, because that's the title for today. All right, good morning. It is 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am Dr. Donna Thomas-Rodgers. Welcome to today's morning mental workout. Today we're going to be talking about the number 10, which is about breaking cycles and starting new cycles based upon my 10 book challenge. That's where this t-shirt came from. So we're going to start with that after we do our breathing, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, so on your own, inhale and exhale 3 times. Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, Regina. We got some air quality concerns here in Las Vegas this morning, so my throat is a little scratchy. We're going to get to and through. Okay, so I have on my 10 shirt for you. It's backwards because, again, YouTube doesn't have mirroring yet. I believe that they will get to that point, but they don't have it now. So my shirt should say 10. So just read it that way instead of the other way. Can't be flipped, but I needed to have this for effect. Last year was my 10 book challenge, and I've been doing it now. I'm in year 11. So in year 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. At that point, I switched over to numbers. The book challenges before that had themes to them. So in 5, I started using the angel number, what 5 represents, and then I made the themes based upon the numbers, and that's how the book reviews were going forward. So from 5 until 11, you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And 10 was my last year book challenge. And so today I went and had a couple different topics that I was going to talk about, and nothing was resonating with me. So I said, I'm not going to do that. And then I just sat there for a moment and got quiet, and 10 showed up. And that's what we're going to be talking about today is 10. So you don't have to go on the website for this part because this page is not made public to you. It's still on the website, but 11 is available. So I'm going to read to you what the number 10 means. So 10 is did we breathe? I'm sorry, let us breathe. Inhale and exhale 3 times, and then we will start with number 10. I felt like we did it. Okay, so even if we did it, second time's a charm. Okay, so 10. 10 is the end of one cycle and the start of a next cycle. The end of one cycle and the start of a next cycle. I'd like to also add that I was born on May 10th, so 10 is my favorite number. 10 is the number that I had when I ran track on my uniform, so 10 has significance for me as well. But 10 is the end of one cycle and the start of the next cycle. 10 represents wholeness, totality, strength, harmony, peace, balance, and unity. It's the fullness of your potential. So it represents wholeness, totality, strength, harmony, peace, balance, and unity. It's the fullness of your potential. It carries a sense of completion and closure, urging you to trust that everything will work out exactly as it should. It carries a sense of completion and closure, urging you to trust that everything will work out exactly as it should. 10 is a powerful symbol of hope and guidance. A powerful symbol of hope and guidance. 10 is the perfect number for personal development and creating your own reality. It is the perfect number for personal development and creating your own reality. 10 offers the support you need to succeed. 10 is nudging you towards independence and a fresh start. So if you were looking for a sign, here it is. 10 is nudging you towards independence and a fresh start. The number 1 represents leadership and ambition. It's telling you to be bold and to blaze your own trail. The number 1 represents leadership and ambition, and it's telling you to be bold, to blaze your own trail. Number 0 represents endless possibilities and no limitations on your journey through life. The number 0 represents endless possibilities and no limitation on your journey through life. When you combine the two, it creates a powerful energy that encourages you to step into your power and follow your dreams. It also means using your faith to lead you to great success without relying on external forces. 10 tells you that nothing is impossible when you believe strongly in yourself. 10 asks you to trust yourself and take risk. I'm going to read that one more time and then we'll get into how I use the number 10. Combining the two creates a powerful energy that encourages you to step into your power and follow your dreams. It also means using your faith to lead you to great success without relying on external forces. 10 tells you that nothing is impossible when you believe strongly in yourself. 10 asks you to trust yourself and take risk. So that's the number 10. That's what 10 means. And again, it's on my website, but it's not a public page that's in the menu, because then you'd have too many pages and 10 is over. So that's the number 10. And that's why I have the t-shirt on. And here's what we're going to, dang it, I got to go to the website. So I've had you have 2 devices ready and available and continue to do that. So at this time, if you do not have a secondary device, go ahead and get a secondary device. If you have a secondary device available to you now, go ahead and go to the turnarounddoctor.com. That is my website. So go ahead and type that in, because we're going to be going to a specific social media. Good morning, Lola. We're going to be going to a specific social media page that we were at yesterday because I have to prove a point. Now, when you get to the website, go to the social media tab. And we're going to be going to a specific page. So I will give you some background. As I mentioned, I have 13 different social media accounts. I used to have 14, but I'm no longer on Facebook. I post on my social media accounts. All my content comes from me. I joined Instagram on December 16, 2015, and I started posting on social media after that. I had a Twitter account, but wasn't really using it. You know, you make a tweet, you tweet. That's it. So I didn't really have to make any graphics or anything. I could just type things. So here's my point. I grew up in a household where people worship celebrities. My mother was a cheerleader. My stepfather was a football player. My sister was in modern dance and all of that. So they loved Judith Jameson and all of my sister was in poetry, Gwendolyn Brooks, and my mother was a avid football fan. And so there was all this fandemonium and worshiping. My Uncle Jerry worshiped Malcolm X and Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela, and also everybody. My aunt is a Trekkie. So everybody worshiped something else. Nothing was internal. So I grew up knowing, okay, you have to worship somebody else. It didn't bode well with me, but I did it because that's what everybody else did. When I was in the military, it was all about the great leaders. And I even in high school had to write a paper on General Westmoreland. And so when I was an officer, we had to go to Kennesaw Mountain in Andersonville, Georgia. We had to study all of the wars, and we talked about the great generals and all of this. So it was always about someone else. When I went to Frito-Lay, it was about Stephen Covey and 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens and adults and all these other entities and this person and the senior VP of this and the regional vice president of this. It was always somebody else. We got to look up to Bob Crane and Michael Paul and all these other people. We just kept having to look up to these people. And then in small business, we had to look at the famous entrepreneurs. We had to look at Tony Robbins and Eric Thomas and Gary Vee and Iyanla and all of them. You got to keep looking up at all these celebrities and use what they're saying, because what they're saying works. So when I joined Instagram, I literally was using OPQ and OPC. That's other people's quotes and other people's content. That's what I did. And there are about 276. If you scroll down, if you got like some time, you waiting in the airport and you just want to scroll down 15,000 posts, just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, you will get to those 276 OPCs and OPQs. Because this, remember, this is 2015. And so if you were going to be an influencer, leader, anybody, what you did was you posted somebody's information and that made you have what I call Instacred. So I posted a quote from Oprah. That means I'm a genius. I posted a quote from the Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So look at me. See, what I'm saying is true because I'm saying The Rock said it. I'm saying Diddy said it. I know, right? I can't go back that far. Anyway, I'm saying this person, Paulo Coelho said it, whomever else, Einstein, and you got to quote Mark Twain, anybody. They had a quote, JFK, Ford, and Steve Jobs said it. So that's what the content looked like for a while. And here's what I discovered. When you post daily, you find that there aren't as many people quoting as you think. When you do it daily. When you don't do it daily, it seems like quote, quote, quote. And right now, you can literally go to famous people pages. You can go to people of power and influence, and they too will have a quote from somebody else. This person said it. Their staff will make it like, yeah, Winston Churchill said this. And that's from Queen Elizabeth. And oh, yeah, President Obama, he said this. And this is what this person said. And so you're like, yep, see, check. Got my famous quote of that person. I also found out that I didn't like using other people's words, because it wasn't my words, so it wasn't coming from me. And I was like, I wouldn't really say it like that. So what did I do? It was also one of the reasons why I stopped acting, because I couldn't use the other people's words. I was in a commercial and they kept telling me to say the word, and I was trying to say the word like they said it, and finally they said, you know what, just say that's crazy. And I said, that's crazy, because I believed it. So I can't say words that I don't believe in. I can't, my brain will override it and say, no, we're not saying it like that. I do it all the time. If something is stupid, I will call it something else. I won't, and Nola will say, that's not what it's called, ma'am. I'm like, they need to switch that around. They said that wrong, because I'm a wordsmith as well. So what does this have to do with 10? I'm about to tell you. So that's the cycle. You quote other people, you revere and worship famous people. When you get on the internet and you want to seem credible and you need Instacred, you use OPC, you use OPQs, other people's content, other people's quotes. That's what you do, because you ain't shit. Basically is what it's saying. You want to seem like you somebody, stand next to somebody that is, or quote somebody or use somebody else's content. So now it looks like you got that Instacred. So now we're going to listen to you. Being Dr. Donna ain't enough. You need to go ahead and throw up a Steve Jobs quote or a Jim Rohn quote, Tony Robbins or somebody, Grant Cardone, whomever. Now I know what I'm talking about. So one day I was having a discussion with my daughter after 276 of these other posts. And I said, you know what? I'm going to end this cycle. I'm going to go ahead and take a risk, and I'm going to start making my own quotes. I don't want their words. I want my words. I want my words on my content, on my posts, going with my strategies and everything else. So I started making Dr. Donna quotes way back then. We're into 2016 at that point. I'm making my own quotes. People are like, what you doing making your own quotes? And I decided I'm not using anybody else's words. So now that you're at the website, go to Graphography. And some of you that were here yesterday, you're going to scroll down on the social media tab, and you're going to go to Pixart Graphography. You're going to click on that and give me a thumbs up so I know that you're there. And that is how Graphography was invented, created, born, however you want to look at that. And what is Graphography? As I mentioned yesterday, Graphography, at that time, people had graphics and they had tweets. And that was it. And so on Instagram, it was about photos. Take your photo. And I'm like, I'm not going to keep taking a photo of where I'm at. The military person in me is like, I'm not going to tell you my location. You're not about to know where I was. How I know you ain't the ops? So I'd be at an event. It'd be 4 days later. I might post where I was. Like, you ain't about to find out. You can be geotagging me. So I said, okay, cool. I'm going to make graphics, photography. And that's a Dr. Donna's dictionary. So that's where graphography came from. It is a graphic, a photo of a graphic is basically what it is. And that's how I started doing it. Now, people were sharing their tweets back then. I'm not really calling it X. I can't. Everybody calls facial tissue Clinics, even though it's different brands. So it's still Twitter for me. It is what it is. And so what happened was people would share their tweets to their feed, and it looked like it was missing something. I was like, this is so ugly. I can't, this is not going to work. It's not, I need a frame around it. Remember, I told y'all when I first started, I couldn't even graphically design. So I started using that Pixar app. So if you scroll down, if you're on the graphography page, you got to do see more, because what you see initially are threads and quotes from Instagram. But if you scroll down, probably gonna have to do about 5 scrolls because I have a lot of content. So scroll down until you see a tweet with a frame around it. You're like, damn, Dr. Don, this is a lot of quotes. I know. It's a lot going on in my brain. So just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I thought it was going to get to it faster. Yeah, I do apologize for having this many. I ain't apologizing. Fuck that. Keep scrolling. Okay. You will get down and you will start seeing framed quotes. And then you will see some tweets. Okay. Once you get to the other quotes that's not in that same format, that's what I'm talking about. So I started out doing tweets. There are some upside down tweets because I called it the turnaround tweet. And what I would do every week is I would change my profile photo once a week on Twitter. Now I can't do it because I'm not verifying my account. So I still have the same Twitter profile photo that is there because I'm not giving my information to the X platform. So what happened was I do a turnaround tweet every day. So I post it one way, turn it upside down, turn it back, turn it the right way, and flip it. So it was 4 different ways. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted people to have to go to the mirror and read the tweet. Turn your phone upside down. Do like this. So you would be looking in the mirror, reading the tweet. And that would cause you to have to think and look at what you were doing. That's why I had turnaround tweets. And so I would change the profile photo because what happens in Pixar is that you can actually, if you look and see that the words, the turnaround tweet at the top and my website at the bottom, you can change that graphically through using the app Pixar. So Pixar is a great app. I've been using it for a very long time. And that's where app smashing came from. Like I mentioned it, Nola learned how to do it in 6th grade. She went to magnet school and they had to do a project. And so she learned it from there. I took the idea and have been using it ever since. So some of the apps that I use KineMaster. Some people say KineMaster. Some people say KineMaster. So I use KineMaster. I use Unfold. I use UCut. I use Canva, Pixar, Instagram, Snapchat, PhotoLab, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram Create and Snapchat Create. Those are the apps that I use in order to create my content. Never used Adobe. Don't like Adobe. I think it's slow. It's archaic. It's rudimentary. And most people, you can tell when they use it because all that shit looks exactly the same. The other reason why I app smash is because I don't like people stealing my ideas. So if you're going to steal my idea, your motherfucking ass going to have to work really, 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 really hard. I'm going to wear your graphic design people out because they got a certain way that they do graphics. So that's also keep you on your toes and keep you guessing. You're going to be sitting there trying to figure it out. It's not going to work. So I broke the cycle. And the cycle was, you are Dr. Donna. Don't nobody know who the fuck you are. So quote somebody else. Even if the words don't match, even if the quote ain't got nothing to do with you doing, you want Instacred, so you're going to have to use somebody else's quote. Okay, no, not doing that. And if you're going to make quotes, you got to use a certain format so your Instagram feed will look exactly the same. And Noah was on my Instagram feed the other day, and she was like, you don't know what this page is about looking at your feed. So I broke that cycle too, because it was, this is the format for a quote. And if you go back almost 10 years ago and see what those quotes look like, it was real stiff. And then we started doing animation because the apps got better and we could switch from software to go to apps, and that made it more fun. And now, like I said, I will use a picture from Unsplash, throw something on top of it, drop it in Pixar, add a shadow to it, do it in PhotoLab, and then bring it back to the feed. And now that you can do posts and stories and reels in all of the apps, that's what makes everything look like it looked, because I couldn't take that flatness with no border around it. So I used 10, unbeknownst to me at the time, to break that cycle. That cycle of, if you are a business strategist, this is what your page needs to look like. If you are a public speaker, this is what your page needs to look like. And for people who do public speaking or are interested in it, you have to have a one-pager. You can't put me on one page. If you take my LinkedIn profile and put it in a Word document, that thing will be 9 pages long. So you couldn't put me on one page. My one pager was 3 pages. And I that's how, because I had, okay, depending on who I'm talking to, this is the information that you need. So this whole notion, this templated existence, so this is the template for that. If you Google anybody or you search motivational speakers on Instagram and you go to 10 motivational speakers pages, that shit's gonna look the same. If you do podcast, them damn podcasts gonna look the same. If you do beauty influencers, that shit's gonna look exactly the same. Why? Because if you are in this box, your page needs to look like this. And so people go there saying, where's my free report? I don't have no damn free report. Where is the sign up? Where is the pop up? That's why I'm on an old ass WordPress template website on purpose, because I don't want you coming and that parallax theme that everybody is using. I was using that back in 2012. So that's not even new. So that whole scrolling, here's the photo, here's this, talk about this, that shit's old as hell. That's why you go there. You're like, damn, this ain't, where's all my stuff at? Oh shit, I got to send her an email on purpose, because I'm getting you out of your, where's the click, where's my free report, let me go ahead, how do I pay, because again, people used to go to my website, take all my ideas, use it on theirs. Because I was smaller, nobody knew I existed. It's like, oh, let's just grab all these good ideas. Ain't nobody about to come steal no idea from no damn WordPress website hosted on GoDaddy. Like, that shit is, it's just words. And then you got an email. So I loser-proof the website. Now, ain't shit there. Now you got to come to all the social. That's why I don't even have the social media links. You going to see my social media. You going to go to the page and you going to have to click on one of them. You're not going to be at the top like, oh, let me go see her Instagram. No. You're going to have to search, baby. You're going to have to scroll down to get to that doggone information. So it's all designed. I told y'all, I don't do anything without a strategy. Everything is on purpose. So I broke all those cycles. I've never been worshiping a celebrity. Been in rooms even when I was a child. Just like, this ain't my thing, because it was just overkill in my house. Oh my God, so no, local celebrities, it don't matter. I'm like, we all just people. That's never been my thing. I've never fainted when I saw somebody that I wanted to meet or any of that. It's never occurred. So the cycle was worship other people, and never, under no circumstances, do you, little old Dee from the D, Dr. Donna Louise Thomas-Rodgers, you ain't shit. So don't you ever make your own damn quotes. Don't you ever do that, because you didn't get blessed off by somebody else to say you the person that we should now be quoting. Fuck them. Okay? I got my own quotes. Kevin, you said, and I told you this. This is where it is. You won't be sure. Go ahead. Share your Dr. Donna. Absolutely. Because I have something to say too. I have a lot to say, as you can see. I got a whole bunch of quotes, and this ain't, I know I got more quotes in my phone that's on this graphography page. So what happens is I put it in Slack, and Nola's working on social media posting. So she puts this on my graphography page to keep her social media thing going as well. So she does some executive administration work for me. I load it up in Slack, and then she puts one on there, so I'm not spamming sites, because I did that with my first Pinterest account. And because so many videos uploaded, Pinterest was slow back then. They say, oh, you're spamming, you're doing too much. Okay, cool, got it. So I have a new Pinterest account. But my point is that I broke the cycle. I broke the cycle of, you don't have all of the stuff. You didn't get blessed off on. You ain't in no Faustian bargains. Nobody came and co-signed on Dr. Donna. So how legit can you be? How legit can you be? Because you haven't a person bigger than you. You're not standing next to Eckhart Tolle. You're not standing next to Gary Vee. You're not standing next to those people. So who could you possibly be? You can't be nobody, because you're not standing next to somebody that we thought was somebody. Okay, cool. Where's their whole social media site directed and devoted to their quotes? Where's that at? That they made themselves, that they developed themselves. Not that someone heard them saying a speech and turned it into a quote, but purposely made it a quote to begin with, made it a tweet, made it a graphic. And then on top of that, the other thing that I did was I created categories. So you will see note to self. You will see steer clear, which is me with the logo and the at the bottom. So those things will have to do with direction. A note to self will be on a note piece of paper. And then the graphics underneath. So you have a graphic in the back and you put something on top. Those are all things. A shout out to. Dr. Donna's dictionary, real leader math is in there. So it's these categories. So not only is it quotes, but it's also topic based inside of that as well. And the reason why I did this was because people used to tell me it's hard to make content, Dr. Donna. It's all I can do to post. I've had people tell me it's better to post 2 to 3 times a week because of the algorithm and shut the hell up with all that bullshit. People are on the internet 24 hours a day. And just because the country that you live in, people are asleep, people are awake. We're waking up in the US, they're going to sleep across the pond. And so that's bullshit too. People be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm scrolling through TikTok. None of that exists. And so people, even when I started making my own quotes, breaking that cycle of how dare you quote yourself, why wouldn't I quote myself? I'm a genius. Like, why wouldn't I quote me? I got a lot of shit to say too. I've been reading books the entire time, but I'm supposed to wait and quote somebody else. I don't really like what they're saying, and what they're saying doesn't match real leadership, and it's not best anyway. And they read it from somewhere else and then just said it themselves. And now, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm actually not. I'm actually not going to do those things. So I created my own quotes, and I'm telling you to do the same thing. I'm not saying do your own quotes, but I do have a point. So what real leader principles did I use to do this? Challenge yourself. Be honest. Take risk. And remember, 10 is all about taking risk. Go for it. Believe in yourself. So nobody in my family believed in me when it came to this, no friend groups or nothing. You make people network and everything. You make your own quotes. That's why you have to believe in yourself. That's why you have to believe in yourself, because most of the time other people don't believe in themselves. So how are they going to believe in you? Develop a vision. I had a vision. If I'm going to be posting every day, I am no longer posting other people's content. I am going to have a quote. I'm going to have that I can use my content and take it here and put it there. I even have quote reactions where I take a quote and now I'm in a video reading a quote and I'm reacting either with a Snapchat lens on or myself. I'm reacting to my own quotes, and that's a playlist on YouTube. So I took this one little small thing that started as tweets and turned it into all these other different things. And now there's a whole social media page devoted to my content and playlist on YouTube. So when you say take $1 and turn it into something else and make that motherfucker holler, there you go. So it starts with the small things, but when you've been doing this for 4,213 days, these ideas come to you naturally because you're breaking a cycle and you're starting the next cycle. So develop a vision, grow continually. When I started this again, 276 other people's quotes and content, and it was one tweet a day, one graphic a day, one word a day, and that was it. And now I could do this in my sleep. I could be at an appointment making a graphic. Here, I need to post in my sleep, for real, for real. Next is read daily. Because of the amount of information that I consume from reading, these quotes just come to me. Y'all have been on the live. I'm like, that's a Dr. Donna quote. Let me write that down. Let me write that down. Let me put it in my phone. So in the future, when I need to create content, I don't have to go, oh my God, what am I going to do? I need to post. I don't have anything to post. I don't have. Here we go. Scroll through my text to myself, and I got content readily available. Have fun. These graphics are fun because I'm not, if you look at my resume, you would think I was some stiff, old, stuffy prude, and I'm not, and I have fun. So I made it so you got to go and take this tweet and go look in the mirror. I then flipped it upside down. It's hard to read. Not if you go in the mirror. Not if you go in the mirror and look at it, turn your phone upside down, or the device that you're using. Now you're going to be able to read it. So have fun with this, because personal accountability and real leadership on paper is a little dry. It really is. It's like burnt toast. But I have brought it to life. Communicate effectively. I can put a lot and pack a lot of punch into this small little quote that have you sitting there thinking, like, damn, I didn't even see it that way. Whew, that made me think. Be flexible. So I didn't just say, I'm going to just do turnaround tweets forever, and that's it. I'm not going to add anything else. No, I got to have all my graphics have to have my face on it because I look good and people got to know it's me. No, I didn't do that. Every time an app updated, which is why I like apps better than doggone software. Software is a yearly update, maybe every 6 months now. I don't use my computer enough to know. But apps update every 2 to 3 weeks. They're always fixing something because people are always using them. So as soon as the app changed, I didn't say, oh, I don't like this new update that they use. And now I was so accustomed to doing it this way. And now I got to add this to it. No problem. I'm going to update when the app updates. And that's why you got to be flexible. Be likable. People that read my content, read my quotes, like my content. So again, it's the 50% rule. 50% of people are going to like you and 50% don't. Focus 100% of your time on the 50% that does. Don't worry about that other 50%. They don't matter when it comes to you. Go for it. Go for it. That's what you got to do. I said, I'm done with these other people content, other people quotes. I'm finished. I'm getting ready to go for it. If it works, it works. If it fails, now I know what works and what doesn't work. Go for the gold, because that's what champions do. So I'm doing gold level content creation, high standard of it, because it's happening. And you can't look at something and go, oh, that's the Dr. Donna. And you know how you look at artists and you can literally say, oh, that's the Basquiat, that's the Picasso, that's the Van Gogh. You can't do that. You just like, you would think that there are 10 different people behind the scenes, and that person makes a real leader man, and this person makes a note to self, and this person, and that's not the case at all. It's all coming from this person right here. Embrace change. As these apps change, I have changed. Every time an app updates, I update too. If they take something away, I go find an app to do what I needed to do, or I change what it is that I'm doing. Stay focused. And the goal, the main thing is the main thing, that I am going to create my own content. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to stay focused. I'm not going to look at the numbers. Well, that post only got 1 like. Sometimes I want a post to do better than it does. I'm like, I really like this post. I'm like, okay, well, that wasn't a post that people liked. And all of my viral posts that went viral, I was like, whatevs, man. So it's personal preference. And then go above and beyond. It's not enough to just keep it on Instagram. It goes on every social media platform, done with Facebook, but it was going over there too, because people have their favorite platform. And so because real leadership and the 74 principles of real leadership need to be everywhere, it's my responsibility as the content creator to distribute it across multiple platforms. It is not someone else's responsibility to, oh, I'm only on Instagram. Yeah, I got a Twitter account, but I really put everything on Instagram. No, I put everything everywhere. Now, some things don't go on every platform. Like I post the Real Leader Brain on platforms that allow me to have links. Are there character limits to things? Absolutely. You can't put still graphics with no motion on it and Snapchat on their spotlight page. So if it has the functionality for that piece of content, then it goes on every last one of those platforms. So with that being said, what questions do you have about the number 10, about anything that I reviewed, about breaking the cycle, how important it is to have your own things, anything that I've said so far? What questions do you have? And I'm purposely not making this a highlight. The people have to watch the whole live, not them, oh, I got a snippet of something. Nope, not at all. No highlights for the first 32 minutes. And again, if you're thinking ... so I know that you are thinking. You have a question about the graphics that you see. One moment, please. I got to go back. Any other questions? Because I got to go back to that page on the website. The number 0 represents endless possibilities and no limitations on your journey through life. Endless possibilities and no limitations on your journey through life. You got it? You have it, Kevin? Okay, my pleasure. So any other questions about anything that I've reviewed? So I just want to head down here. Okay, so before we get into the cognitive fitness activities for today, I'll wrap it in a nice bow for you. There are cycles that exist in your life. It's called conformity bias. We talked about conformity bias before. If you want to know about conformity bias, it's your first time here, go back to the live feed and look for the conformity bias in there in one of the lives. Conformity bias stops you. It keeps the cycle going. We have a negativity bias that exists because it has been passed down for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So neurologically, you are repeating the cycle of the people around you. And I broke that cycle neurologically. I decided I'm not going to worship other people. I'm not going to be on social media, and because of my credentials, I'm going to post this way. This is the format that people are accustomed to. So my website doesn't look like anybody else's. My content doesn't look like anybody else's. How I present the information is not like anybody else's. And all of that is on purpose because we are unique. Your personality resides in your frontal lobe. That's where your personality is. It's not in the hijacked amygdala state. It's not with conformity bias. It's not with confirmation bias. So if you find yourself fitting in that cycle for the group that surrounds you, that is not the group for you. You can be your best and still be a part of other people because best is the objective. And so what you will be doing when you come together with people who are not conforming, who are not in the cycle, is you will be sharing best practices. When I get information from you all, when you're in challenges, you email me, I send you information that's going to help you become your best. If I stay in those cycles, there is no email about anything because I'm only going to give you the cookie cutter answer for this 1 to 3 things that I know how to do, and that's it. So neurologically, you have to break these cycles so that everybody around you can be best and you can all share best practices that you can use in order for you to keep being your best. That's what the purpose of 10 is, to access your full potential, everything that you can do, and then some. But if everybody is doing the exact same thing, you all are stuck right there. If this is how you do it and you can't do it any other way, that's no bueno. So you're using your personal accountability, the 74 principles of real leadership, to break the cycle. It's 10. I'm out of here. That's that cycle. I'm about to create a new cycle. I'm going to do things that have never been done before. I am going to take risk. I am going to challenge myself. Unlimited possibilities or endless possibilities because I'm not going to stay in this fixed mindset. I'm going to have a growth mindset and I'm going to keep growing forward with or without y'all. Y'all don't want to be 10. You don't want to be this holistic experience. It's perfectly acceptable over there. Over here, we grow forward. Over here, we take risk. Over here, we combine all these different things to create something that doesn't exist. Over here, we increase our working memory every single day until the day after we're no longer here. That's the purpose of today's morning mental workout. The information portion of it is that you don't have to stay in the cycle. Okay? Get off the merry-go-round. Get off the Ferris wheel. Leave. Break the cycle and start your own cycle. Break it. Break it. That's why this 10 is exploding. Break the cycle. Break it. It doesn't have to be that way. And that's what I'm showing you is I tell people all the time, when you see me, you need to see a walking miracle. You need to see that anything is possible. Down don't mean out. It just means you're just going to be stronger when you get back up again. That's all it means. You ain't taking me out. You know how many times I almost died in 51 years? It ain't time for me to go. It's not. And even if after I'm gone, look at how much has been created in 4,212, 13 days. Because that's what's possible when you wire new neural pathways to your brain. I left Frito-Lay not knowing how to do anything regarding small business, nonprofits, or public speaking or anything. I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. I was in the Army and I had a corporate job. Was I killing it in both of those? Yeah, but all this you see now in the last 11 years is trial and error. But it's thousands of days of trial and error. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of days. Do not limit yourself because of the cycle that you and your retinue are in. Do not be limited. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's why you get rid of unaccountable people. That's why you don't stay in stuck malaise. Because if you do what you're supposed to, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck in something that's not rewarding and that's not fulfilling. If I had stayed in that corporate job, nothing that you see today exists. And all of that, I have always been feeling like in the corporate job and in the army, I was like, man, I can just do more than this. I can do more. And people still holding me back, stepping on my coattails and everything. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. And now I can soar like an eagle. Can't stop me. And every day I get to do something new and extraordinary. The format for this live since January 19th has changed. We are in February 25th, and it has grown and evolved. And people wanted me to keep it like it was on TikTok. I ain't on TikTok no more. I am, but I'm only there Monday at 3 o'clock p.m. I'm not going to stay there for other people's comfort level. If you like that, go back and look at that old footage. People like old shows. Tubi and all of them have those old shows on. But that doesn't mean that the actors had to stay there because that's where you are. I'm saying it's time to break the cycle. I'm saying it's time to break the cycle. It's time to break the cycle and go to endless possibilities. So what? I have posts with typos in it. My book has typos in it. I got videos saying the wrong shit and double dutching. So what? So what? You know, the only people that bring that shit to my attention, motherfuckers that ain't did nothing. Well, English, the past participial phrase, fuck your past participial phrase. How about that? Okay? You use the wrong verb tense. You talking to the wrong person if you think I give a fuck about verb tense. Did you get the message? Was the message clear? Because sometimes you got to say ain't got no to get the message across. Now, I don't have any. I don't have any. Man, I ain't got time for that shit. I ain't got no time for that. That's what you need to say. I don't have any time for this nonsense. No, that is not the same message. And that's a different audience. So do not let people put you into this conformity confirmation bias, atrophied your brain, make your working memory unemployed, and now you're just sitting here and you can't think your way out of a rut. Absolutely not. You have endless possibilities. Neurologically, you get to create new neural pathways every single day, but you got to break the cycle. So some of y'all might need to go to Home Depot and Lowe's today and go get you a motherfucking sledgehammer and break the cycle. Some of you might even need a jackhammer because yours might be rooted deep. And if it's really bad, you might need to go get an excavator. Now, all three of those things I only know because of my daughter's business and because there's so much construction going on in Las Vegas. I didn't know what none of that shit was 4 years ago. Only know now because we see it. That's it. Sledgehammer I might have knew about. But anyway, the other two, no. So that's what's happening is you need to break this doggone cycle. You got to break it. With that being said, go ahead and go to the website. You should be on it, theturnarounddoctor.com. Go back to the website, get out of graphography. So just arrow back. And you're going to still be on the social media page. And you're going to Medium. So it's right under TikTok. And you're going to scroll down to The Only Way to Know. So it was written November 4th, 2024. And when you're there, let me know. So you're going back to the social media page. You're going to Medium. And you're going to scroll down to the article titled The Only Way to Know. And it's got some clocks as a graphic to the right. It was written on November 5th, 2024. And when you're there, just click on it and let me know. It's saying a 1 minute read, and it is for real, for real. Are y'all there? Okay, got it. Nola's there. Kevin, are you there? I know Regina and Lola are not able to. Okay, Nola, you can go ahead and start reading. It literally is a 1 minute read. And after you finish reading, what's the first thought that came to your mind after reading the article? So read the article and then type in whatever your first thought was. And Kevin, maybe yours just isn't popping up, but do the same thing. And then for those of you who are here and are not reading it, we're 46 minutes in. So if you want to scroll back to 46 minutes, probably 44 minutes in, you're buffering. Okay. You're back on the East Coast now, right? So for those of you who are here but can't look at it, go about 44 minutes in and get the name of the title. Again, you're going to be on social media tab and Medium article, and the title of the article is The Only Way to Know. Is it still buffering? Once you read the article, you're going to type the first thing that came to your mind. Okay. Read it and type the first thought that entered into your mind. And Regina, you definitely need to read it based upon your email yesterday. Medium, and then you're going to go to the article, The Only Way to Know. It's got some clocks next to it. So it's the title, it's November the 4th, 2024. The Only Way to Know. I see your answer, Noah. And as soon as Kevin types his answer in, then I will go over them. Go for it. Got it. There you go. So Noah, you said go for it so you can see what you can do. And Kevin, you said go for it as well. So it is go for it, and that is the whole point. That is the actual takeaway. So my follow-up from yesterday is, who did you say thank you to yesterday? You were using one of the 74 principles of real leadership, and it was under authentic, number 6. So say thank you. So who did you say thank you to? I said thank you to Nola yesterday. And now I'm trying to remember what it was for. Went to the store. We did something else. Damn it. Oh no, it was for going to Savers yesterday. We went to Savers to get some books, and woo, ladies and gentlemen, Savers is 50% off on Monday. And it's the first time that the line was wrapped around the whole three-fourths of the store. Right, and I gave Nola a new service idea for Assemble Sports. So yeah, so we stood in that line. We were in the line longer than it took for us to get our items, but we went later. I think you sneezed, bless you, bleed well. We went later because we did take naps yesterday, so it was about 12:30 by the time we got there. Which normally, if I go, I'll go on Monday when it opens, so I can get the full benefits of the 50% off. I think I got 5 books for like $8 or something like that. So who did you say thank you to yesterday? That was a good person to say thank you to, Kevin. It's been 87 plane crashes this year. So yes, to make it to and back was awesome. All right. Today's Real Leader Principle is you're gonna go to realistic, and Nola and Kevin stole my thunder. It is actually go for it. So today's Real Leader Principle is actually go for it. That is what you are going to do. You are going something you have been sitting on and thinking about it, and like you're gonna do double dutch. So you trying to jump in and jump out, but you're not really. You got to break the cycle. You got to break the cycle. If not you, then who? If not you, then who? Blaze new trails. We are thermostats. We are not thermometers. And so you need to break that cycle. You need to go for it today. Make the call, send the email, start it, have the meeting, do whatever it is that you need to do. You need to go for it. Pull the trigger. Hopefully that don't flag anything. But you need to go ahead and do it. If it's a lawnmower, you hit the button, give it some gas, and pull it and let it go. That's what you need to do today. You need to go for it. So while you type in what you've learned today, I'm going to summarize. And I'm going to say this. This is why I wear headband wigs. Because sitting here and moving, if I couldn't see me, none of this hair thing would be going on. But I feel like I'm looking in the mirror right now. That's number one. Number two is this. Stop following the status quo. Status quo is the status no. That's the Dr. Donna quote. If you are doing what any and everybody is doing, it's not going to work. Name dash. Never hustle on a crowded block. Here's the point. Whatever you are doing, Google it. Back in the day, Google used to be pages, and now you can just scroll and scroll and scroll. And the recommended thing was everybody wanted to get to the first page of Google. Got to get to the first page of Google. Got to do whatever you got to do to get to the first page of Google. So you got to niche it down. Then you had the Google business page, and it's going to pop up. So you have Notary Republics in Las Vegas, Notary Republics on the west side of Las Vegas, and all of this. But you got 70,000 Notary Republics in Las Vegas. When Nola's car was broken, we had to take a Lyft, or it was Lyft or Uber, I can't remember. But we had one person come in a Kia Soul, which I had a PT Cruiser, and if I ever get another vehicle, I'm end up with a Kia Soul. And then we were in a Tesla on the way back. First time in Tesla. Leave that alone. But what we found out is that there are 60,000 Uber drivers in Las Vegas. That's a lot of people. Lot of people. But in Nola's business, there ain't a lot of people who try to put furniture together. Ain't nobody doing that. You say IKEA, people start running for the hills unless they're going to buy it and pay for somebody to do it in TaskRabbit. But there are 60,000 drivers. Now, the person that drove us was high on the list, so they've been around for, I think, about 8 to 10 years, and so it's working out for him. But that's a lot of people doing the same exact thing. That's a lot of people doing the same exact thing. So are you one of, or are you the only? And I actually have a PA for today. That's the next and the only. That's if you do a second PA challenge, it's the first video in that challenge. Are you the only or the next? Are you one of many or the only? Are you one of many or the only? So people's like, yeah, I want to be in music. So hard to get in the music industry. It is. It's too many people in the music industry. Yeah, I want to go be an entertainer, I want to be an actor. It's too many people. The block is crowded. And so they have their pick of the litter, and then you all are fighting it out. But go do the thing that you were born to do? And my final follow-up is this. I asked you, were you doing what you want to do, or are you doing what you were born to do? So answer that question as well. Are you doing what you want to do, or are you doing what you were born to do? And I demonstrated that yesterday with the brain, the three brains, the heart, the head, and the gut, and how it connected for me 2 days ago. I said it's stuck Malay. A stuck Malay is a family that sticks together. So they're a stuck family. Yes, a stuck Malay. A family that sticks together stays stuck together. That's what happens. So this is your stuck Malay. So you could take the O out. It's stuck Malay. Like family. That's what it is. So y'all stuck together. Yeah, I never seen a family stuck together grow together. That's why the family that stays stuck together, stays stuck together, stays stuck together. That's what they do. They keep everybody in their caste system. Everybody's got to play their role. Don't you overstep your bounds. Don't you make that banana pudding better than Auntie Geraldine. You better not. Nope. You better find a new dish to make. And she not going to give you the recipe. She taking it to her grave. So then everybody going to be at the next family reunion wishing they had Aunt Geraldine's banana pudding. And she didn't teach nobody how to make it. So there you have it. All right. So answer the final question. I said, what did you learn today? And the final question was, are you doing what you want to do, or are you doing what you were born to do? And some people look like they might have some connectivity issues. So are you doing what you were born to do or want to do is the question. And then the other question is, what did you learn today? OPQ and OPC. Got it. Nola, are you still there? And then, are you doing what you were born to do or what you want to do? This is the final question. TES? Oh, thinking. Okay. Oh, I got it. That was a typo. I was like, test. Is that an acronym? Getting to what I'm born to do. Got it. And that's basically your personal legend that comes from The Alchemist. The book, The Alchemist, is when you start doing what you were born to do. Yes. And that's a great point. So Nola says, I'm doing what I was born to do, because both things are complicated. So when you're doing what you were born to do, just in case people don't understand the difference, it's not easy. It's not simple either. When you're doing what you want to do, it is simple. It's routine. You got it. You don't really have to think about it. People go, bow down and kiss it. You look at how awesome you are. You're like, yeah, I'm awesome. I'm great. Look at me. I'm doing this. This ain't no thing but a chicken wing. And that's how you know you're doing what you want to do. When you're doing what you're born to do, it feels different. You are like, man, no, this is woo. What in the It feels completely different. You're like, nah, I don't really want to. Nah. And when you start working on it and you get it going, you have some momentum, but you never really ever go, and this is my passion. I'm so passionate about this. This is what, yes, and I just love it every day. I get a script. Every day one of those trucks pulls up and the chips come rolling off. I'm like, here's what I was born to do. No. If people not looking at you like you crazy, like, why the hell are you doing that? You are not doing what you were born to do. If nobody tells you that's a dumbass idea, that ain't going to work. If you're not building an ark in the middle of a drought, because what you were born to do impacts other people, it changes the world. That's how you know you were born to do it, because nobody else can do it. And it makes a enormous difference. And so that's why people pick what they want to do, because initially everybody likes you, everybody thinks it's great, and that feels good. But when you are doing what you were born to do, there are many lonely nights. There are many times when you don't know if you can. You got a little bit of doubt, because it takes faith to do what you were born to do, because it's not here yet. When I was using other people's quotes and other people's content, and I said I'm going to do Dr. Donna's quotes, nobody wasn't paying attention to me. They're paying attention now, but they weren't paying attention 11 years ago, 10 and a half years ago. Nobody was like, ooh, I love your content. Where your next quote at? That wasn't happening. Nobody's like, oh man, I like your videos. Your videos make me so, because it would have been more of the same. So the video would have been popping and it wouldn't convert to this day, because it'd be like, damn, that's dated. Oh, you was using that trend shit back then? Oh, okay, I see that. No. That's why classics are classics. Certain movies age well because they were just being a movie or being whatever it was, and it works. I learned or remembered that I forgot you had OPC on your Instagram. Yep. It was so long ago. It was so long ago. Definitely. So again, break the cycle. Go get your sledgehammer, go get your jackhammer, go get your excavator, and break the cycle. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? You were born an original. Don't die a copy, a lesser version of yourself, so that you could be around these people. Absolutely not. Be extraordinary. Be grand. Everybody want to be an eagle, but they want to eat breadcrumbs in the parking lot with the pigeons. That's not how that works. It's not how that works at all. And you will feel, what I will say is I'm complete now. I might not be doing what I want to do, but because I'm doing what I'm born to do, I don't really go to sleep feeling empty. Like, man, there's got to be more to life than this. If you go to sleep feeling that, you are not doing what you were born to do. You do what you were born to do, you're going to go to sleep tired. Like, going to sleep. But if you want, because the flesh wants more, it needs more. But when you're doing what you came here to do, your brain is fulfilled. And you know you did a good thing. You can look at it and say, oh, this is what I accomplished today. And I helped a bunch of people in the process. So what you want to do helps you. What you were born to do helps others. That's the other way to start identifying it. And it's not necessarily help people because, oh, you're going to get some damn backpacks at a school's drive. That, man, come on. That's that publicized false modesty bullshit to try to make people feel better about all the other bad shit they're doing all the time. So ain't talking about no backpack drives and no doggone, I'm going to go read to the kids once a year at the elementary school. That's not it. It's in your daily. Thank you very much for your time. I will be back tomorrow, God willing, higher power, and the universe. You all have to go for it. That is your real leader principle for the day. Pull the trigger. Go ahead and get started on that thing that you have been thinking about. Today is the day. Break the cycle. Break the cycle. Break the cycle. And break the cycle. Okay? Thank you so much. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care.